Great to welcome in Hilton Head Town Manager Steve Riley. We always learn something from his visits. I noticed the town and its website starting to become a collection site for ways to help as the pandemic continues. You all are starting to coordinate, folks asking input and giving input on things like childcare, for example?
We're trying to be as helpful as we can in this weird time and share whatever information we can put out there and try to help facilitate dialogue. I don't know that we're not the check writers,
right,
but trying to help with the conversation.
Speaking of checks, there's one coming, we hope, from the federal government soon. $370-something thousand that you all are talking with the Community Foundation with about how to distribute. Explain what the money is usually for, what it's being used for now.
Sure. So in 2010, after the census, we became a community development block grant eligible community, which means we get an allocation every year for improvements to basically a couple of census districts where our
okay,
and that's what and so normally it's for
usually it's capital stuff, isn't
usually
it?
It's capital.
Yeah.
A very small percentage can be used for programming, but this year because of COVID-19, the feds did two things. First, they opened up the rules for what you can do with your 2020 grant, and through the first or second CARES Act, there was additional money that came, and so that adds up to this combined 370-something thousand, and it can be used to help those who are suffering. Not individual grants, but grants to nonprofits that provide services. And
so folks like, the Community Foundation is going to help you do this, but folks like Deepwell that we're going to talk to in a few minutes
yes,
can be in line for that?
Absolutely.
Good
and
stuff.
So we are not experts at figuring that out,
sure,
but Community Foundation does this all the time, and so we've asked them to be our agent on this one. And we're working on the rules and regulations right now and hope to push that out as fast as we can.
I haven't checked in with you in the last few weeks. How are we behaving, residents and guests, as the summer hits its peak month of August?
You know, there are those who will tell you that they don't see enough mask wearing, but if you compare us to other places, we're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but pretty good.
Yeah, certainly better than other places in the state, it would appear to be.
And in other states.
Yeah, and other states.
Yes.
You know, that's something, of course, we've been talking about and dealing with quite a bit. Workforce housing, another issue we're talking about this week in the news. For all the plans that we see and all the research that's getting done, finally, it looks like maybe something in the pipeline.
Yeah, there is a proposal that will come to a committee this week, and it is some specific areas on the island where we could rezone or provide for regulations that would allow the workforce housing to happen. There's also conversations going on a regional housing trust that would bring some money together at a regional level. So there's some things actually happening finally.
Well, that's interesting. I know Sea Pines, I guess, has its name on, whether or not it's them doing it, but on a project that may actually start to happen, or at least, again, in the pipeline down on the south end. Yes. You've got three areas of the island that you're looking at, don't you, for potential for places?
Yeah, down in the south end, and then up on the north end, and then and I forget the last one suddenly, but anyway.
Yeah, okay. Thanks so much, Steve. Hilton Head Town Manager Steve Riley. Up next, we're going to talk a little golf and also how we can help our neighbors get through these next few months.